Alright guys, today have some Cruwear. It is wearing carbon fiber from the 154 S90V Manix. This one has been tested by Kurt. I guess he only hit it one time. This one is almost 62 HRC. So we're going to go ahead and put Cruwear through the wood, the aluminum, the brass, and see how it holds up. Has a fresh edge on it. Go ahead and take a look at the apex real quick. I haven't quite evened it out yet. This is only the second edge, I believe, maybe third edge. I have to check my sharpening log on this particular Cruwear Manix. So nice and sharp, and we'll go ahead and start out with this first. No problems. Pushing it in, twisting the apex out. Go ahead and chop as best we can with it a little bit. So 0 problems against something like pine 2x4. Go back to this other chunk of wood. So no problems. Pushing it into some mid-hardness wood and twisting the apex out. Still cuts perfectly fine. Don't feel any hang-ups in it. Go ahead and do some impact shots on this wood, and then we'll move over to the aluminum and brass. So no problems with impact on a little bit harder wood. No visible damage. Still looks good. We'll go ahead and move up a little further on the bevel and hit the aluminum, hit the brass. We'll see how it does, and then we will talk about Cruwear a little bit and why I like it so much. Go about the middle of the apex or so here. Do a little bit of aluminum buildup on there, and one really tiny spot that I can catch my fingernail on out of the whole area that I ran across the aluminum like that. So not bad. Move it up on the apex and see how it is against the brass right here. And I can definitely see some rolling going on. It's hard to tell. I'll try to show it on here. There we go. You can see there is some rolling there, and possibly, can't quite tell. I'll have to magnify this one also before I sharpen it and see if that is a chip or if it's just the weird way that it is rolled over. Starting to think maybe I should, instead of going on the corner of this, maybe go on the flatter part of it, or get a piece of brass tubing or something. Last, we'll go ahead and do some impact on aluminum and see how it does that. So out of those 4 hits, it does look like, it does feel like I can't really see anything. And I don't see any light reflecting off of it. Maybe there's just a piece of aluminum caught on there. So we'll go ahead now and again 16 micron CBN on basswood. Go ahead and strop this and see if it, oh, I can definitely feel that catching on it. So that 16 micron CBN on the basswood, there you go. You can see where that brass flattened out the apex. The rest of it looks good. That was just a little bit of aluminum residue on there. And the only part that took the damage is right up here. There you go, you can see it pretty good. Like I said, I'm definitely going to have to magnify that. And I will put it in the description to let you guys know whether that is just flattened out, rolled over, or does it have some microchipping in it. I like Cruwear for a lot of reasons. This same particular blade, you can see there is a couple spots down there in the plunge. Over the summer, I did do a test with this. I carried it, to go back and look at my notes, I believe it was 2 weeks at work. And at home, every hour that I was awake, I ran this underwater and put it back in my pocket. I also knew I was going to be working outside the building at the time, so I sweat all over this. And I believe the only other spot, and I don't know if it's going to show up, I'll try to point it out, right above my finger there. And it doesn't look like it's going to show up. There is one little tiny dot on this side. So I know I can sweat all over this. I can get this wet. Even though it is not a stainless steel, this particular one is pretty hard to stain. The thing that did make those 2 marks down in the plunge grind was me sweating on it. That happened on the 3rd or 4th day of this being wet with sweat in my pocket. I also like that Cruwear is kind of like XHP. in the way that it drops back. For what you actually get for edge retention, and that will be coming very soon on Cruwear, kind of like XHP, the amount of times you can strop this back and continue to use it it's a lot. Definitely going to have to do a 30 days with Cruwear and pay attention. And it also kind of reminds me a lot of 154 cm in the way it drops back. This drops back repeatedly as well. Get a super fine edge on Cruwear. For the uses I have for it, I've had no problem against hard plastics, any kind of cardboard. Don't really have problems when I accidentally run into the dumpster with this. It will get a flat spot. Not as bad as what carving on the brass did. And it's still plenty functional and usable after that. There's a reason why a lot of people like Cruwear. The Benchmade Adamas is coming out in Cruwear soon. Definitely going to grab one of those and test it, see how it does. They are claiming a pretty high hardness on that, 63 to 65, but knowing Benchmade from the past and the amount of Benchmades we've tested doesn't necessarily mean they are going to hit that. 20CV is a good one from them. S90V, while you can get a good one, there's plenty of them that are also soft. So be curious to see how that tests. In the meantime, I have 61, 62, mid 63, and I have Cruwear that I don't know the hardness on. I have a Delica and a Para 3. I have no idea how hard those are. I know what the Para 3s were testing at, but the Delica, that I have no idea. I know that it comes up really good. Seki usually does a pretty good job on tool steel, and even the factory edge on that was pretty good. So that's how Cruwear does. So far, there hasn't been a steel that held up to what I did on the brass. This held up great to the aluminum, the wood. It's a great EDC steel. Like I said, got this one wet, sweat all over it. Didn't use anything on it but a dry rag, and this is what it still looks like. So what are you guys' experience? What is your experience with Cruwear? Have you used it? Do you like it? Drop a comment down below. Love to have a conversation about it. If you don't want to comment about it, you can message me on Instagram or email me. Go ahead and talk about Cruwear. I really enjoy Cruwear. It's one of my favorites. That's why I have so many knives in this steel. And I think I'll include the Cruwear Shark from Alex when I do the edge retention. I know that is in the 63 to 64 range. It's ground a lot thinner, so I'm not going to be able to do some of these same tests with it. Not sure how it'll hold up, I think now it's grown to about 8 thousandths behind the edge, that Shark. But I really enjoy Cruwear. One of my favorites. That's all I have. As always, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.